And now it's time for the fun part, and that is welding in Bondo. That's a lot of sarcasm. This is not the fun part. But it is definitely going to be cool by the end of this video when everything is completely smooth and everything just looks shaved like it should be. I'm super excited for that because it's going to make this all worth it. So stay tuned to the end so that you can see the result of this engine bay shaved. And I've already done all the prep work of putting everything away and covering everything. So let's get started.
From the garage to the streets, we take our stand. In this journey we're on, with a future so grand. Custom built, custom made in every way. Drop Detroit, we're built this way.
First things first, I got out the Harbor Freight welder, and yes, I know, you don't have to remind me. It's what I have, it's what I'm gonna use. But first I'm gonna start on this front piece. And it's super simple. It's just a couple of holes that I'm gonna have to do up here. And I've got a piece of aluminum to back it because this is not gas shielded, which sucks. But it can still get the job done. These aren't crazy huge holes. There is a big one over there that we're gonna have to worry about later. But none of these are huge except for these, which I also have to fill, and I just now realized. So that is not gonna be fun. But it is what it is. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So let's start welding.
Check, 101, do the beats, yo. Check, 101, do the beats. I don't know.
So overall, everything has gone way smoother than I thought it was going to. I was really expecting to blow through just about every piece of metal that I tried to weld to, because this welder just does that. It just throws voltage at anything. But I've had to make just about 2 passes on everything, just kind of weld it, grind it down smooth and flat, and then there'll usually be a pinhole or two that I had to kind of clean up. But it was actually really nice. I'm very shocked that this welder did this good. But I would just go around the outside, then slowly fill it, and everything worked out pretty nicely. And as you can tell, everything looks pretty smooth and filled. I still have to do grinding, like on this. It looks atrocious, I know. But there's a bunch of stuff that's already been filled. This whole front was filled up here. All of this is smooth. This is smooth. Gotta grind those. Smooth. I still have to grind everything pretty much. But it's really coming together, and it's almost time to slap some Bondo on this thing. One broken angle grinder, and a few hours later, this engine bay is ready for some Bondo. I still gotta clean up all my tools. But this is what it looks like right now, pretty much ready for Bondo. Everything removed because I ruined the plastic with all the power tools I was using. But I should be pretty much done with those, so I can sweep up all of this mess and put away all of my tools and get ready for the very next step, which is actually making this look less metal and more presentable. I'm still stepping on stuff. So next step. Also, before anybody asks, I'm not going to be doing basically anything behind the shock towers, just because the engine, the stuff. I don't want to go through and remove everything. I want to get this done in kind of a timely manner. And the most important part was changing the color of the engine bay, not actually making it flawless. So it really just needs to not be green because the car is not green anymore. But I am going to put some treatment on that rust so that it's no longer rusting. That's pretty much it. So, Bondo. Well, I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. The good news is all of my gold filler, perfectly fine. Old for sure, but not dried out, not disgusting. I don't exactly know what's going on in this one. I mean, there's like a tree growing in here. And this one, completely dried solid. So, I don't even know. I'm definitely just going to use this for areas like this because the fiberglass reinforced one was a huge pain in the butt to sand and would gum up the sandpapers. So for stuff like this, I'm just going to use the gold. But for the larger gaps that I want to fill right there, I'm probably going to go grab some fiberglass reinforced stuff. That way I don't have to worry about it not being strong enough, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I guess we'll just move on to this for now and come back to that part later.
Trick or treat. Trick. I wanted a trick. Now I'm Santa.
Damn. This is just the first coat and just a little bit of sanding. I need to do a lot more because this side is a little bit smoother. It looks a little bit better. But basically, it's going smoothly so far. I am definitely not the greatest at laying down Bondo, but I've only done it a couple times, so there's room for improvement, and that's what I'm doing. Back to sanding for the next, 14 days. I also have an unpaid worker with me.
All messed up.
It is time to really grind and finish this engine bay because in 5 days, less than 5 days, this car has been accepted to go into the auto show. So it's really grind time now. We have to get this thing completely finished up and put back together in 5 days up on a trailer and at the Huntington Place Center. It's going to be really fun. But overall, it's looking really nice. It's looking really smooth. Obviously, it doesn't look great to a bare eye. But once one layer of paint goes on, we'll be able to see some of the smaller imperfections and then do a skim coat of some Bondo here and there. So that's the next step, is we're going to do a really quick, light layer of primer in certain spots that I just want to double check and see if they're smooth enough for my liking to finish in 5 days. And then we're going to move on to actually painting and prepping this entire thing. So let's get started on that. It's not the start of the video though, so we're not pointing.
What do we do?
Now Grace is going to always be part of the car for
Aw.
part 2. Show a cutaway of the hood and her hair underneath the vinyl wrap of it. So that is pretty much it. That's going to be the end of this video. But the next one is going to be painting this and putting the entire thing back together and making it presentable for the auto show. So that's going to be really fun. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this and if you would consider doing a mod like this to your car. But that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next one.